Now we would like to turn to our colleague Trau Vang from Eschaton, who will take you through some of the issues and lessons learned directly from being on the ground working with the residents in these communities. So I'd like to turn the program over to Trau.
Good morning again, guys. My name is Trau, and I'm the social service coordinator at Eschaton Jefferson Manor. And it's been an amazing journey just working with the Lighthouse Project, with the RPD process, working with the team and just the residents with this experience. So my role as a social service coordinator, what I do is I assist residents with supportive services and just connecting residents to available community resources to allow them to maintain their independence while remaining in their homes. So today I will be sharing my personal experience and perspective on the impact of the RPD as a social service coordinator. Next. And here's a slide picture of our community at Jefferson Manor. And we are located in the Sacramento area. Next. And here is a little background information about Jefferson Manor community. We have 104 units, a total of 126 residents. Our community is a very diverse community with 9 multiple languages, and that's a lot of language. So as you can see on the right, there's a chart that shows a percentage of the different race and ethnicity that resides here at Jefferson Manor, and language has always been a huge barrier here with just some of the residents not knowing how not knowing how to speak English. So there was a lot of miscommunication. Next. So how has COVID affected residents at Jefferson Manor? Social isolation was a huge challenge for our residents during the pandemic. Residents had little or no social interaction with families, friends, or just their neighbors in the community. Events at Jefferson Manor were also canceled, leaving residents with nothing to do, being isolated in their home. So with the empathy survey, the results came back with a strong relationship showing that 63% of the residents here at Jefferson Manor were at risk for social isolation. And another challenge our residents also faced was physical and emotional health. So our residents were not able to do the things that they normally do, such as just taking a walk, doing their daily exercise, doing their daily groceries. And I would like to share a quote I have here from one of our residents saying, "I have high cholesterol problem. I really enjoy exercising in the gym we have here, but with the virus going on, it's closed and I cannot do my daily exercise. I am stressed and I am worried about my health." And that was from one of our residents. As a result, residents were not doing so well with their physical and their emotional health, just their health and well-being. So this shows that residents had little exercises that were done. And lastly, with technology was also a challenge for our residents. One of the things that I would like to share that really surprised me during after getting the results from the empathy survey was residents with a 74% stated that they are currently using technology to stay connected with friends and family. And wow, 74%, that's a high number. Within the past, as I was helping residents during the pandemic, they had no idea what Zoom is or how to even get stay connected with the friends and family. But as we dig into deeper with the situation, having focus groups and just speaking with residents, residents refer technology to as just having a phone and just giving them a call, and that was technology to them. Next. And here is the exciting part about the project. Residents were introduced to the Lighthouse Project and they were all super excited. And with the RPD residents, they were excited to receive the Google Nest Hub Max device. And this is just a picture of one of our participants with the device. Next. So here's a breakdown of the process during the rapid pilot deployment process. We had a total of 3 surveys distributed, a small in-person focus group, The Lighthouse Project, RPD also linked residents with a volunteer call buddy, which also speaks the residents' preferred language, which that was a plus. And Jefferson Manor staff, including 2 staff members here with myself, we also did weekly check-in calls with the residents. Next. And what were some of the successful outcomes? There were so many things that went really well. I won't be going through all of the bullet points, but some of the successful outcomes were translation materials that was provided in multiple languages. Staff did also receive a Pocket Talk device, which a Pocket Talk device is a two-way translation device where it must be connected to the internet in order to have the translation work effectively. And if I remember correctly, the Pocket Talk provides 82 different languages, and that's a lot of language, so that's amazing. And another thing that went really well with the surveys was we had a 81% response rate, which residents also did receive a $20 gift card, and residents completed the surveys without the help. Next. So continuing with the successful outcomes, as a social service coordinator, I provided one-on-one in-person training when I became available to the residents. And other outcomes that went really well with technology was residents successfully stayed connected with the friends and family through video calls. And that was one of the main goals of the RPD. It was to help residents stay connected. So that was very successful. Next. So these were some of the most challenging issues residents face. One of the main issue was language barrier. A couple of our residents in the RPD did return some of their devices back because it was not multilingual, but we did have some residents that kept the device for the purpose of video calling. And although they knew that they couldn't do so much with the device because of the communication wise, residents still kept the device for the purpose of video calling to stay connected with the friends and family. And I believe that that is so important because the whole purpose of the RPD was to help residents stay connected to their loved one. And that was great. So there was also Wi-Fi issues and concerns about electricity conservations where residents unplug their devices when not in use, along with physical health, also preventing residents to fully participate or just to use the device. Residents also needed extra support, and family members' engagement was also another challenge, such as just needing to download the Google Duo app. So I do have a quote here from one of the residents that I spoke with stating, "The difficult thing about using the tablet is there is no language translation, and it will be very difficult for those that don't speak English, especially for the Chinese and Vietnamese residents. You cannot talk with the device when you don't speak much English." So as you can see, language plays a huge role. And this is why it's so important to address these issues for the needs of the residents. Next. So how has the RPD affected residents at Jefferson Manor? And these were some of the conversation I had with the residents, with the resident experience on how the RPD has changed or made an impact to their daily lives. It's been 5+ years since I've seen my son, and I'm thankful to receive this device because he's just a click away. I get to see him on the screen, and it feels like he's here with me. The device is convenient and saved me tons of money. Another resident stated, "Every morning when I wake up, I tell Google to put relaxing music on, and it helps me throughout the day to keep me calm. I feel great and happy." Another resident said, "Being able to connect visually with families and friends, and visually means a lot. Being able to get update with sport, being able to listen to music, it gives me a lot of confidence." And wow, like how great is that? These are all eye-opening and amazing impacts that has changed our residents' day-to-day life, giving residents the opportunity to learn what technology is, and giving them just confidence to learn how to use technology. So to stay socially connected and staying socially connected with friends and family to keep themselves, active and busy during the difficult times. Not just that, but the RPD has also made a huge positive impact to myself as the social service coordinator as well. Communication became really easier and convenient when residents need to quick question. Residents did not need to make an office visit when they can video call me, and that's the cool part about it, which also saves a lot of time. Although I'm not physically there meeting with the residents, the great thing about the RPD is that with technology features such as the video calling app on the Google Nest Hub Max device, it has helped my residents and I to continue to establish a great relationship with each other, although it was just seeing each other through the screen, and that's still amazing. I believe that seeing a resident through a screen versus just talking on the phone with them, the body language, the facial expression really matters in a conversation, and it also makes the conversation a lot more fun. So although there were positive impact, there was also negative impact that affected my role as a social service coordinator that I would like to share. Um, I noticed that as much as I want to provide one-on-one in-person training with technology support to the RPD residents, it is time consuming, especially when I'm also assisting other residents in the community as well. So like what happens when the social service coordinator becomes unavailable to the RPD residents? And this was one of my concern where there is no extra support with training. For example, there's no technology support office hours, or residents were not provided with a training class available. Although we did had a technical support line, residents did not take advantage of that. So for me personally, I had to manage my time really well in order to support the needs of the RPD residents and along with just the residents in the community. But overall with the RPD, it was a great learning experience with the residents here, and it has brought so many great impacts to our residents at Jefferson Manor and including to the staff as well.
Well, we may not have True to respond to that. We'll try to come back in our follow-up questions, but we do want to show that this is not just technology. It's not just the individuals who are doing this, but it is a combination of these. And with that, I think it's a perfect time to segue to Kari Olson, our colleague from Front Porch, who can address some of these underlying principles and processes that one needs to take on to make sure that we can do this type of program. What do organizations need to do for the fundamentals? So Kari, the floor is yours.